All right, my little art friends, today's unit is Artists Collect and Synthesize. What does that even mean? Well, we're going to ask ourselves, how can artists create a work of art by collecting and synthesizing? I'm not even sure what collecting and synthesizing means. We're going to take a look at it. First, I want you to go out into small teams or individually, go into the world, take a bag, and collect stuff, and be back in 15 minutes. Go ahead, I'll wait. Okay, you're back. We're going to talk about what we're going to do with that bag in a minute, but first, let's talk about artists that collect stuff. Can art be made simply by collecting things? Well, I'll tell you what, Lanka Clayton thinks she can, because she collects stuff and she makes art out of it. For example, this is called 43 Wishes. It's a stack of pennies she retrieved from a fountain. You know how people throw like pennies in a fountain? Well, she took them out. Do they still get their wish? I don't know. Here's another thing she did. She went shopping, but she shopped alphabetically, so her receipt would be alphabetically. You think that's probably easy because like you get applesauce, it should be like A, right? But look, it's under fruit, so it would have been F. How many times do you think she had to go shopping and buy stuff to make sure the whole thing came out alphabetically? I don't know. Here's another one like I did. 63 objects taken from my son's mouth. What do we got here? Just cigarette butts, pennies, lots of pennies. He likes putting pennies in his mouth. I mean, that's just taking stuff and like collecting it and making art out of it. Well, what about part two? What about artists that synthesize stuff? I mean, what is synthesizing? How do we even do that? Okay, well, here's a good example. Andy Goldsworthy puts things together. You know, this isn't even photoshopped. Those are actually rocks, and some rocks are lighter and some rocks are darker, and he just puts them in order, synthesizes into something new. The same thing with the other picture. It's like leaves that are different colors. Look, this stuff's crazy. You got to think it's Photoshop, but it's not. That's just what he does. Here's another artist that takes trash she finds on the beach, and she just synthesizes it into something else. Like, she makes it like it's a swordfish or something like that. I could probably catch one of those on the beach using my fishing rod. I have caught an octopus, but this one's just made out of plastic. And all this stuff she just finds on the beach, and then she puts it together. Stop throwing so much plastic on the beach. I think that's her point. Anyway, let's look at today's artist, Tara Donovan. Now, she collects and synthesizes stuff. For example, check this out. What do you think that is? It's like a room full of cups. That's right. Look at this. It's all like plastic cups. And she puts it together, and it makes it look like a wave, right? Hey, what do you think this is? That's crazy looking wall right there. Actually, you know what it is? It's straws. Just straws stacked up against the wall. Wow, that's nuts. Look at this. It looks like some kind of organic thing you'd find in the ocean, but it's not. It's buttons. Tara Donovan's so cool. She even did this whole big square thing. Like you're trying to figure out what it is. Is it hay? No, it's toothpicks. Wow, I feel like I got to pick my teeth right now when I look at that. This stuff right here, again, it looks like rocks. I don't know what it looks like. It's actually tar paper from a roof. Felting paper, it's called. I think I have some in the art room we could paint on it. Tara Donovan's way cool, and she definitely does this. Okay, let's talk about today's challenge. Remember when I sent you out to get that stuff and put it in a bag? Well, I want you to synthesize the stuff you collected in your bag into a work of art. And you only have one day to complete it. You got today. Go ahead, make that art. When you come back, we'll talk about the rest of the week's projects. All right, you're back. Great. Hey, for the rest of the week, I want you to think about how you can create a meaningful work of art by synthesizing a collection. And I'll show you some student examples right here. Now, this one was made the one-day challenge, and they actually found some of this tire in the road, and they borrowed some of my googly eyes, and they made this little creature here. And that's a real cute little one-day project, but this one's a little bit more extensive. They probably spent the whole week on it. They collected these different materials, and they put it together and made it into a parrot. I mean, this group of artists took all these empty spray cans I had, and they made it into this really cool sculpture. And he just found all these pencils. He went around and asked people, the teachers in the school, hey, can I take some pencils? Can I get some pencils? And he made a cool sculpture out of it. Here's another collect and synthesize thing. It was made out of material and stuff and things that were found. And this one was hanging from the ceiling out in front of the art class. How are you going to think about this? Well, let's brainstorm a little bit. Like, first of all, think about collections. Where do collections come from? Well, they come from nature. You could have found objects. Sometimes collections are even provided for you. Like, you get a collection of text messages. You get a bunch of receipts when you go shopping. You might even get a collection of sporks when you go to, the cafeteria. So, think about your collections and what you can do with them. For example, stuff that was provided to you, let's say it was receipts, what could you make with that? Well, you can make a sculpture like this horse out of receipts, or you could wear them like this cool dress made out of receipts, or you can just enlarge them and put them on the wall. Remember the first artist we watched? Yeah, Lenny Cook. I'm not doing this video over again. I don't care I got this far. You know her name. It's up at the beginning. So go ahead and brainstorm things they provided for you and how you're going to make those piece of art. All right, that's it for this week. Yeah, let's do it. Make some art.